Loving you.
I was ready. Yeah, that little break.
We're live.
Mm-hmm.
Bet. What up?
We're still
trying to
here
hear
in
what song this is.
Watonga.
Watanga Black Coyote.
Mhm.
You know what that's what that stands for?
Mm.
Is it?
Yeah, that's my that was my grandpa's Indian name. My brother Big Will, that was his grandpa's Indian name.
I'm putting down my mic.
Watanga.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it's Black Coyote.
Huh.
Some more. Well, my grandma was from here. That's why I know
Oh.
a little bit about the history. But she was closer, like towards Thomas. But
No,
yeah,
I'm just doing your hand motions, not waving.
thought you was waving. What up, fool? But yeah, still here. What's it called again?
Family Wellness Day.
Family
So
Wellness
it's every
Day.
Friday in July. And so next week is Clinton. The week after that, El Reno at 1950 South Shepherd. And then the week after that, it'll be in Concho.
Hmm.
And
I wonder
so,
what the difference is between Concho and El Reno.
the place.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
Two totally different towns.
Yeah.
But same area.
Mhm.
That'll make no sense.
No, it makes sense. It's two different places.
No, they don't make no
No, it's two different
sense.
places. Because you have Summerfest and OIN on Concho one.
I don't
And
know
then
what that
El
has to do with-
Reno.
I don't know what that has to do with.
And then El Reno, we don't have to
the
leave
voters
the
in
office.
Elk City or Hammond or
Listen, the
Thomas
organizers
or
didn't think of them.
where
Okay.
they at? I will cuss them out right now. What about Thomas?
This
Yeah.
episode's gonna get taken down.
What
Because
about
us voicing
What
our
about
own
Canton?
opinions.
They
Yeah.
still
What about
have
Celia?
ERC and
There's
Thomas.
people there.
What about?
I know.
What about? What about?
Why not Gary in both ERCs?
I know, right? Same day.
One morning, one afternoon.
But no, a lot of great things going on, a lot of programs here. You can come and get your school supplies. You can come get your teeth checked. You can come get a physical for sports. I mean,
On the bounce house.
we got a bounce house.
The hotties are making self-proclaimed making
hotties.
necklaces,
Making self-proclaimed necklaces.
and then I know there's just a box of carrots in the middle. So that's
Is there
cool.
really?
Yeah, Marcos just dropped them off. I think it's just healthy
Carrot.
snack.
Do something with
Oranges.
these.
Yeah,
and
here, get
peaches.
these out of here. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll load up when I leave.
yeah. Oh, I should have kept the rest of the ranch.
But yeah, we got education here. We got social services, of course, DOH. Who else?
a bunch
I seen
of-
Southern Plains was here.
Yeah, Southern Plains I think has 2 booths, and then there's some health insurance areas. There's some dental
Yes.
insurance people.
I just found something out about Sooner Care.
Oh,
When you get on Sooner Care, they have more. They help with diapers. They help with education, like tutoring,
Mhm.
GED. They help with like
Mhm.
things that I never even knew about.
yeah.
So, that was kind of, because we help a lot of people get on Sooner Care and go to treatment in state. So that was pretty cool to know, that there's help with diapers.
Yeah, more than just treatment.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome to learn. And who else do we got here?
George
the pro-
Hawkins.
Yeah, Gorge Hawkins is
Gorge
here.
Hawkins.
Diabetes Wellness.
Well, they're DOH.
Oh,
So is George Hawkins.
oh. I don't
Oh.
know. But Belinda had me cracking up though because she was chowing down on some food and some kids like walked up and she's trying to talk to them, but she has her mouth full of food. You want a sticker? Just
Like
yeah.
the more and more we bring that, like we try to bring awareness to
I know, yeah,
her, is like it gets worse.
yeah. Soon you're gonna see Kendrick walking around with like an apron, a poncho, anytime they go eat together.
He pulls it out of his pocket.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
always on the road now.
Mhm.
I think them lunch dates might get few and far between. So
You never know.
you might get lucky.
Like I have to change his clothes.
Yeah.
Every time you see him, he's
Yeah.
different shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or a Tide pen just running out every day.
But yeah, so here we are still at Watanga, and the family. What's it called? Again?
Wellness days.
I can't remember that for the life of me. Family Wellness Days going on till 6 o'clock, and then after that they're having bingo. Do you know who that's with?
OVA has a bingo night. I think it's $15 buy-in tonight, and it starts at 6.
That's cool. That's cool. So a lot of great activities going on in the Watonga area. So if you are close, come on over. I guarantee it'll be worth it. Do they still have food?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's sack lunches. I
Yeah,
think.
sack lunches.
Yeah, so lunch in a sack. I don't know what's in there, but yes, they still have it. And then they still got the carrots in the center of the room,
For no reason.
and the oranges in the center of the room, and the peaches.
Okay, that sounds great.
I see.
So yeah, it's an eventful day. I just seen Joe David. I ain't seen him in like 15 years. Joe David was a friend of my dad's, like one of like the last few friends that that are still alive. So from my dad. So it's always good to see him. He lives in Colorado. He was down in the area, so he just stopped by to get some school supplies. So it's cool, just to be able, because I think the last time I seen him was in at Beechlers in El Reno, like I said, like 15 years ago. And he just walked up, introduced himself, said me and your dad were real good friends. We went to college together, actually, and that's what started the conversation. And he, it was cool that he wanted to be friends with me because of who my dad was. So we never did get to hang out or anything because I was crazy at the time. So, but it was cool, to see him now, and we got to talk about AA a little bit.
That's cool.
So yeah, he said he sees us on FNX. He said a lot of natives catch our podcast that we did for the CNA channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's being broadcast in like 20 something states.
And that's the oldest. That was before we were comfortable.
We need to send them the new ones.
Yeah.
Could you do these ones instead,
Yeah.
please?
They're like, no, you guys are too unfiltered right there. We gotta,
Yeah.
gotta pull it back.
Back when Barry
What?
talked for 50 minutes,
Yeah.
the rest of us are like, yeah.
Yep. And that's what we do.
Okay. But yeah, so I actually think we should get back on there.
Yeah.
And rock out with our mic out. So, I think we'd do a lot better, And we kind of, we're not scared. Back then
Yeah.
we're all like, "Hi, my name's Barry." Like all
I don't think you were ever like that.
Yeah.
but like I'm way more comfortable.
hmm
Like I don't know.
I know. That's why I'm saying I think we'll be too comfortable for this. They're gonna be like, we have to bleep out so much stuff.
Well, they edit it anyway,
Yeah.
so it's not like it's live. It's just a
Yeah.
recorded podcast.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm like he was saying, there's a lot of
People that tune in.
people that know who we are because of it. I had a guy in prison reach out to me. Hey, bro, I seen you on the native station, and gave me a shout out. So shout out to my bro.
Mm.
I don't want to say who he is. I'm not sure if he's supposed to have a phone or not, but
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
seen me, and that was pretty cool. So
Natalie asked if you got your ranch fix.
Yes, I did. I had 1.5 cups.
he drank it. That's all he had.
Yep.
Then,
Just sipped on it.
Carl White is joining us from Red Lake,
Mm.
Minnesota.
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
hey, all right.
And November 1st will be 10 years in recovery.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Carl was part of the overdose
Yeah.
prevention.
It was
Part
cool
of the
to be on the
panel.
panel with you guys yesterday.
Yes, he was. And he did a great job. He did a good job. So it's always great to hear other areas and how they're, like how they're going about providing services and providing that community,
Yeah.
that we all need. So
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I know. Yeah, I think one of the big things about his program was that he's still able to give out to give out safer smoking supplies because we were able to for a little bit, and then it got halted, and then and it was a key win for us whenever people would transfer from injecting drugs to smoking instead.
Definitely,
And
that's
so
a
it
win.
was a baby step, and then us getting stopped from doing that is frustrating. Sorry, my kiddos are here.
Say hi, Zayla.
Say hi. Oh, all right. Well, they don't even want to say hi.
Mhm.
And then that was a big win for us. And then whenever it got taken away, we've gotten more and more people asking for this stuff, and so hopefully we can reference them and their success with safer smoking supplies. That way we can try to bring it back because it was huge, and then we see the demand in the communities for all this, and so hopefully we can fulfill it.
And no way are we sitting here like measuring wins, right? Like a win is a win. Like maybe you used to do fentanyl, now you only smoke heroin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you used
Baby
to do,
steps.
used to do meth, and now you only do cocaine. I mean, like like that's a win. Like finding a way to help people scale back.
Mm-hmm.
Until they find the courage, to take that. Like it always begins with that first
Yeah,
step.
little baby step.
Yeah, could be a stumble. Mine were always stumbles. I never meant to. It just kind of happened. Whether I ran out of money or
Or whatever was in your
yeah,
pockets.
like whatever was going on with me. Like a win is a win, and we got to celebrate every single milestone. Because I remember being that hopeless, suicidal, substance use dependent, scared of withdrawal. I was never the type to like rob you blind, but if I could talk you out of your last 50 cents, believe me, I would.
Gonna use that for the claw machine.
I needed to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Hey, as a matter of fact, we seen this human. Well, we never seen it, but there was a human claw machine,
Mm.
and he didn't even want to do it.
That sounds
Yeah.
very undarian like.
I know.
I mean,
right?
I would have, but I feel like it would have been a lot. And then what if I win? How am I going to bring that home? Like, I have to buy another suitcase for a stuffed animal.
For real.
Yeah. All right.
But-
Well, I'm going to have family time. Let me see who's here.
Go get Theta.
Aubrey. You got a slinky? Okay, say hi. Melinda. Yeah.
Well,
I got to be a dad.
Just sitting here listening to Darian talk to his
Yeah.
kids. They're not even paying.
Everybody
attention
gets to
what's
hear
going
their
on.
prizes.
But it was definitely and I like the way that the guy that came in that was being a little abrasive, like I don't know, I got to respect his point of view. I'm stoked. Wait,
Oh, you got to unmute you if you want to talk.
But yeah, it was it was different, hearing a different perspective, and I like the way that he handled.
You got to pick up that mic if you're going to talk. You got to talk. You can't just sit here.
Yeah, I like the way that the gentleman picked up the mic, and he kind of addressed like the situation that was going on at the time, and I'm just the type that isn't bothered at all, by like
Right.
how somebody else feels. Like, I mean, not saying that I'm unaware, but I mean, like it wasn't gonna mess with my serenity, and I wasn't gonna give him the power to like maybe push his ideals onto me because of what he was talking about. It is a very important subject, and there is a way to go about things, but like he kind of just came in and killed the mood. Like we were talking about how we use humor, how we approach things, and the connection that we have with our community. And then like the breakout before that we heard this same guy saying he doesn't have people that engage with him. He doesn't have people that come out to, his events. But then we're just like, like I think there's an important component that you're missing out on. And that's the human component.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate our peers so much, because that's that relation part. Um, there's just an understanding that you guys have with how everybody's mind is working, or what they may be thinking about at the time, or how something's going to affect them in a certain situation or something like that. And I think whenever we talk to people that are like in that professional, educated environment,
Yeah.
haven't been through the experience part, it's hard to try to relate that to some of them sometimes. And they're so used to having things just, this is the way,
black and white.
This is the way we were taught. This is how you're supposed to treat it. Blah blah blah. Like, but we all know not everybody's recovery process is the same.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, that's just what I think about all the time. Natalie said the biggest topic at the training was food.
Yes, it was. like how the federal grant SAMHSA, they don't give you that money
Right.
for food,
Yep.
and then it's $10 a person or something. Yeah, everybody kept bringing that up.
Yeah, we've told them that ever since the beginning, that that's just you're giving money to tribes to do different activities, but you're not allowing them to pay for food, which is crazy because that's one of the biggest parts of our culture. So, Vinny Von Miller says greeting from Tulsa.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
I'm guessing that means day 545 with no booze. Callie.
Oh, hey.
Callie's sober, but working on that too.
Hey, that's all right. Like we were just saying earlier, a win is a win. Like we were just having this discussion about celebrating all the small victories.
Yeah.
Right? 45 days is huge, I tried that. I tried that. I went, sometimes I could go, a few months without drinking. But and this is just me personally, I had to get into a program. I had to because I was just a sober drunk at that point. This disease is centered in your mind. Like I could go get a job, I could go move, I could go get me a car, I could do all these things, but I was doing all these things, but I was still an alcoholic. You know what I mean? I'm an alcoholic with a job. I'm an alcoholic that just moved across to the other side of town. I'm an alcoholic with the car now. Those are great victories, but I would have to say that the root, getting to the root of my disease, which is centered in my mind, that was probably the biggest accomplishment that I've ever, that's ever happened in my life. So
yeah.
Are you just gonna stare at that microphone? Or?
Yes.
Stacy Starr says afternoon. And she
Good
says
afternoon,
hi
Stacey.
to Darian and hi Barry. I guess. None
Hey,
of the rest of us exist.
Yeah. What's
that's
up,
okay.
boo?
I'm here for
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
David Deere says good afternoon.
Stongo David. Stongo.
Frida gets back on and she says,
Hey.
I finally get to see my brothers.
That's right.
Been so busy, started well variety in Towak,
Yeah, Towak.
Colorado.
Appreciate you.
Meet with
Appreciate your
director of
work.
Sasso and ensuring to start there. Well variety going strong in Grand Junction. Thank you, brothers, for all you do. I love y'all.
Thank you for your service, sister. That's huge. That's huge for that community. So thank you.
Yeah. Natalie says the cleanup and exchange they are doing is a great movement too. She also says, tell Theta to get on the camera. We're trying to marry her off.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I can turn the camera, but
Yeah.
yeah, so
I'm good. I'm happy.
Yep.
I'm happy with life.
You could be happier.
oh,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Melinda
I'm a little,
knows,
I'm a
I
little
guess.
crazy.
Melinda knows all about that happiness.
Yeah, she knows about that married life now.
happier?
Yeah.
Look at her shine.
Woo, she's got that glow.
Yeah.
She's got that real big glow.
My God.
Cassandra Ty says, today I celebrate 100 days sober. Thank
Hey,
you,
that's
Creator.
huge. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Mr. Wesley Paul is tuning in from Stroud,
Hey,
Oklahoma.
all right, Mr. Paul. Wesley Paul, that's the brother right there.
Look at the laptop and tell me when you can see Theta.
Hey, I said like,
Now?
Sorry.
Okay. They don't need to see me. That's fine.
I'm all like backing away. Like,
There she is. Her number is
The Uncle Slayer.
No, I'm just kidding.
The Uncle Slayer.
my DLC is no.
Dang. Everybody
new
remembers
number.
that though. Everyone like
got a new number.
talks about it.
I got a new number. What is that?
Mine's 248383.
See?
Okay.
What's yours?
DLC 676335.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you was in the 90s, okay?
Yeah.
Fixed
I was
it.
old school.
I was having babies and I was chilling. That's why I don't have a 90s.
I was married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing the house mom thing.
Hey, Mary Faye. She's all the way up in Newtown, North Dakota.
Oh, hey, wow. Wow, you better get home, girl.
Yeah, no.
Well, thank you for tuning in, sis. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Well, should we go ahead and get in? We have a new reading.
Oh yeah, what is
We like to tune in. You know, I like to look at what Mr. Don Coyes, you know, like his, what is it called?
This thought of the day.
Thought of the day. Don is the creator. You know, he had the vision of Wellbriety and White Bison Ink, and you know, creator blessed him, and he was able to put a curriculum together for native, not just natives though. You know, like this isn't a native. It's native based, but it isn't just for natives. You know, like it's all colors are represented on the medicine wheel. You know, red,
Absolutely.
yellow, white, and black. So, you know, but it was a curriculum that was put together for us. You know, like with the native based. I hate to say it's native based AA, but in a sense it is. You know, but I like it because it doesn't just cover alcohol. It's all addictions, drugs and alcohol. You know, gambling, aunties, whatever, whatever you're struggling with, uncles. Yeah.
Just one uncle.
Yeah. 10 uncles, like, whatever. But, it helped me. Like, that's what really brought recovery home for me. You know what I mean? Was like having something that was geared towards my spirituality, in the way that I think, in the way that I believe. So, I friended Don Coyes on Facebook. He accepted my friend request, and he gives a thought of the day.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, I like today's. We already did the morning meditation, so that was like what does Mr. Coyes have to say for the thought of the day? So, should we go ahead and jump off into it?
Yep.
You better say something.
Pay attention now. July 11th, 2025. Thought for the day. It revolves around overthinking.
Ooh, that's me. I overthink
I haven't
so
even
much.
finished yet.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Theta?
Yeah.
But go on.
no.
No, I'm just playing. Overthinking is the art of creating problems that weren't even there.
Not even there.
Overthinking can lead to the false creation of problems where none exist,
Yes.
causing unnecessary worry and stress. By focusing on negative possibilities and anxieties, overthinking can significantly impact one's overall happiness and well-being.
And health.
Overthinking in love can stem from various factors, including fear of vulnerability, past experiences, and the desire to make the right choices.
Are you done? No.
I- You know what? I'm cutting your mic off.
Playing.
Was that it?
That's it.
Go ahead.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Theta.
Lay it on.
Theta.
what I was saying is that I was already overthinking this whole thought of the day.
Yeah.
Seriously, when he was like, "No,"
Already
man.
spent.
I was already like, "Oh man, like what is it gonna be about?" And then, it's just crazy. That's why I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like
Makes sense, right?
it does, because I overthink everything.
Me
It's
too.
Like every time when we're gonna do like the meditations in the morning, and I have to get on, I'm like, "Oh man,
Everything's got to be perfect, right?
like what am I gonna say? What if I don't have nothing to I just feel like sometimes I'm not gonna be able to relate or understand.
It's not significant enough, or
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then so yeah, I overthink a lot of things. So
And I completely get that. That was one of my things. But I would have to say I'm a worry wart. Like I will overthink anything if given the time.
yeah,
Like I get anxiety at night before I go to sleep. I don't know if it's because I'm gonna go to sleep, or fear of missing out, or yeah, you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
I stay up for a week.
No, that's the thing.
Like
Like I think when you have kids, that's something that I always deal with. It's like that anxiety before I go to sleep, because
Yeah.
what if something happens when you're
I
asleep?
know, right?
Or because you're not there to try to make sure that situation or whatever it
Yeah,
is,
like
you're gonna be in
you always
control.
got to fix everything.
Like before I go to sleep, I could be as tired as possible, but I have to make sure
everything's
like
just
everything-
right.
all of my whole house is set, and then all my
Everything's
kids are
in
asleep.
place. Yeah,
Mhm.
everything's
And
in
so,
place.
like if I go to sleep and then I wake up and like something is moved, or like I know that my kids were up, like it freaks me out because I'm like, man,
Overthinking,
it's like-
overthinking.
and there's no reason for me to freak out. I mean, all they did was like get up and go to the bathroom, or like they wanted to get up and go downstairs to get some water. or
Why is it
something.
so quiet?
Yeah. What is going on?
Yeah. Do you overthink, Belinda?
Every day.
What do you feel like troubles you the most about overthinking?
Well, it's just that worry, I guess.
For no
but
reason.
yeah, exactly, for no reason. Like I always build myself up, and I always and then it's just building and
It'll
building.
just everything will just be all smooth
I
and
know, and then everything is okay. And I'm like I just I don't know. I try to make things be
Yeah,
perfect,
I
be
have to fix it.
okay, but yeah, I'm more like the negative thing. That's what ties in it too.
yeah.
Like
What's the worst thing that could happen? And then I'm just
I'm
sitting there
already
like
thinking
waiting on
like
it to happen.
I'm gonna mess up, or I'm already thinking of these things that haven't even happened yet,
Yeah,
and I hate that. But yeah, I do that a lot with
overthinking is so
everything.
unhealthy.
Kind of like with
that
the
I do.
necklace right now.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I've never actually made a lanyard or a necklace before, and they always have this setup here. And I just was telling Tina that I never made one before because I always think it's gonna turn out ugly or I'm not gonna like it. See it just right there. Yeah, just right there. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I finally just threw in some beads, and so I'm taking the first step.
Like, man, those are like the worst colors.
Shut
No,
up.
I'm just playing.
Those, that's how like some of these long journeys begin, right?
Hey.
I didn't mean to- Okay.
I'll help you out.
No.
Get them together.
You
Get your
can't-
life
You
together.
can't even see.
Still, yeah. See,
Those are pretty beads.
yes, they are.
But
Pretty
thanks
colors.
for displaying them all for us. But when it comes to overthinking,
I'm about
like
to start making it right here.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Do it.
But like it with me, like it said, creating problems where there are none. Creating this anxiety, creating and because I got a mind that works against me.
Yeah.
That's like the most probably the craziest thing about all of this is that I have a mind that works against me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need my permission to think negative. Like it says, because of past experiences,
Right.
because I have trust issues, like because of all these different factors that come in and take control of just walking to the store. Like I don't know, there's just so many different things that apply to my overthinking. But I do have to I can say that I've cured myself of it, but as soon as I overthink something, I've taught myself to say a little prayer. Like I always say that, that's like my probably one of my most valuable tools that I have today, is that when I get these sensations of, these negative feelings, these negative thoughts, like I've taught myself to, even if it's just a little like, please, Creator, like, help me through that, guide me through that process, and that'll be it. I'll give a,
Oh, my
you-
goodness. But you got to think about how many times you've done that, and it's affected
yeah,
like how you approach situations
Mhm.
or how you're dealing with your kids in a certain situation.
it's
Just
a
your
comfort.
own, yeah, just your own, or just your own happiness whenever
It's a
you're
comfort.
sitting there thinking about when you're thinking about everything. Because if you're constantly doing that, you're not allowing any other emotions to come in.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing but worry. It's
You can't
nothing but
enjoy the
stress.
moment.
All, and that happens all the time. Yeah, and that's when I try to take myself. I try to take myself back, and just go somewhere where I can just have it like a quiet time. And
Yeah.
it's like you said, say a prayer. But just allow that to just kind of sink off of you into where you can be realization that, hey, focus on what's going on now. Don't think about all these different things that could happen,
Yeah.
because in reality, God got you,
Yeah.
Already. Yes.
and so you have to have that faith and that trust that you're going to be good no matter what.
It's kind of like what me and Tatum was talking about earlier on the way down here. I was telling her about, how much I believe in God, because I shouldn't even be here today. I could be doing a life sentence,
Yeah.
or I could be dead. And I just feel like my purpose here, and God was with me through the whole thing that I was, when I was out there messing up and stuff. And I was just like, man, like I should be wiped out. I shouldn't even be sitting here with you right now
Yeah.
on the way to Watonga. And so that just made my faith in God stronger, because I know that He had His hand over me the whole time.
Yeah.
Like my purpose is still, to
It's-
keep going and to,
It's never him that leaves us, right?
right, exactly.
And I
Yes.
think
Him that
that's
leads
something that everybody always says, though. Like, well, where was God when all this happened? Or, I know that He wasn't paying attention to me, or He wasn't doing this. I'm like, He was there the entire
whole
time.
time,
You were
yes.
ignoring Him.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
easier
Yeah,
sometimes.
and and that's just like everyone's like, that makes way more sense. And I'm like, well, of course. I was like,
Yeah.
that's the way it is. I was like,
Mhm.
there isn't any other way to explain it. I mean, God doesn't be like, oh well, you're good over there. I'm going to come focus over here.
Yeah. Watch Belinda make this necklace.
Yeah.
Hey.
Like, this has my focus.
Yeah.
Right now.
She needs help.
I need more help than that.
What the color scheme is that?
Who puts those kind of beads together?
Did you see?
Goodness.
So yeah, that's a great topic. Overthinking. Do we have any comments?
Yeah. Of course, Mary Faye said that she was in North Dakota. Natalie said, "Dang, DOC, that's the real deal." Mary Faye said she's on the powwow trail.
Oh hey,
That's right.
leave them uncles alone.
Hey.
Natalie says, keeping you wrapped in smoke and prayers. Mary Faye, love you. Frida Ray says, reaching out to so many, 3 years, 9 months, and 38 days.
Hey, that's
Congratulations.
amazing. That's
Yes.
amazing, sis.
Cassandra Faye says, good afternoon. Good to see you all.
Good afternoon.
And then Natalie
afternoon,
says,
sis.
about overthinking, she says, did we lock the door? Me at 3 a.m.
Yeah. You know what? Before, well, I won't even say it.
Because you're going to make her overthink about something?
Yeah. She does not turn out the lamp before she gets in bed.
Oh.
He said,
Drives me crazy. Makes me overthink.
he said
Yeah.
that really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds my gears? Natalie not turning off that lamp.
Yeah. Because then I got to get up. Yeah.
Because you know she ain't getting back up.
Yeah.
What'd you say? As soon as she hits the pillow, she's
Yeah.
out.
5 minutes later. Get out of my ear, bro.
really,
Crazy.
really pushing her on.
Oh, boy.
One of these.
Oh.
They can't even see me, so I can make all kinds of movements over here.
Oh, dang, I forgot I was on the
Do the
camera.
snake.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
It was like Mingo was.
Yeah. Roll it. Roll it.
Joshua Pickett says, Stongo, sober
Songo,
natives.
Songo.
Mary Faye said, Natalie Hart Show. Oh, I feel the love and love you too. Thank you. Always need that. Ron says, who's that hottie behind you?
Yeah.
Hottie number one. Hottie number one. The baddest.
And Mary Faye said, amen to that, Theta. By his grace and mercy and
Who
most
said
of
that?
all his love.
Theta.
Mary Faye said it.
Okay. Thank you.
Murphy. Murphy.
That's right.
Natalie said, But you are closer to the lamp, though.
Oh, plug it and throw it away.
Wow.
When
see,
you get back, when you get
he
back,
didn't-
that
he
lamp
didn't
is
say
going to
that
be on
part,
the other side of the
Natalie.
room.
Yeah.
Put it right by
No
her.
wonder she leaves it on because you're by the lamp. Let me find out you want her to walk all the way around the bed.
No. It's one of those ones that you.
And you're too short. No,
Ouch.
just kidding.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding.
What's bad is Natalie's shorter than him.
Oh really?
So
Natalie's
like,
shorter than you?
so like
Taller
combined.
than you.
So combined, they're like trying to boost each other. But like, get the lamp.
I got a half an inch on Theta over here. That's how Wood Waves. That's all it is.
It's
Widow
more like
weights.
not even a half.
It's a
Fourth.
half. Either way, I'll take you to the hoop.
Dang.
Post you up, bro.
Nat said, "You sure do act like you're 6 foot, though."
That's right. 6'2".
Yeah. Don't leave out the two.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. But yeah, that's all comments so far. So.
Well, if y'all could let us know what you think about overthinking.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink it. Just type it. We'll overthink it for you.
We'll retake our response.
Yeah.
Give us time to think about your response
Yeah.
or what your
You know, I used to be the worst overthinker, right? I used to be the worst at it. You know, I could sit like literally, like if I had something to do the next day, I would literally stay up until like an
know.
hour before I had to be
Same
there.
way. Yeah.
You know, like just now falling asleep and then my alarm would go off and it'd be like, that was completely pointless.
Unnecessary.
You know, like unnecessary stress. To me, that's what overthinking does, right? Like I noticed very early on in my in my sobriety, you know, that I could, you know, stay up for days thinking about my decisions, you know, thinking about the things that you know, like I would overthink, you know, well, what if I did this? What if I, you know, like the situation would have done came and went. Here I am 2 years later, like
I'm still thinking about it.
still thinking about it.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like sometimes it was like the smallest things.
Yeah.
You could have like huge events going on in your life and you're worrying about the smallest things. Like, man, we're about to go and do this family thing, but what about this small stuff? Like what about am I gonna leave the oven on? Or you know, some
Yeah,
them
yeah.
like and that's what
Did I lock my
that-
door?
yeah, that's what keeps you up. Or like I do that. I do that now. Like I'll go home and I'll be like, man, and I'll go sit in my room and I'll realize like I'm sitting in my room thinking about stuff for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Just
and
in deep thought.
yeah, and I'm not, and I'm like, man, I haven't done anything for like 2 hours. And so I have to get up and be like, okay, I need to find something to do. And so I'll start finding stuff to do. So like, man, like overthinking, it can bog you down too.
Man,
So
I was the worst at it. I'm telling you, I was the worst at it.
it never stopped you from, you never overthought walking across the town to
Hell
get
no,
40
not
bucks.
$40. I still do it.
Yeah.
Just won't be selling drugs, but you know, somebody
wouldn't
told
know
me,
where I was
got
going.
$40.
You probably know Elver, you know, enough to get around still, even if
Yeah.
you can't see.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, overthinking is like it's a good subject. You know, that's why I tune in to what Don Coy's thought of the day is because you know he has something that you know I can always relate to, and you know, if anything, overthinking. You know, like I could spend days overthinking it. You know, like I don't know. Like it's just so easy for me to, you know, just like even when coming over here, like I start thinking about like, well, what if so and so's there and they bring up this, you know, and we start moving some furniture and yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like because that's where my mind goes to. I think about the worst thing that could happen. You know, then I got to fight their whole family again, and nah, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the way my mind works, right? because like not everybody, I didn't always get along with everybody, and I sometimes those thoughts come across my head, like what if so and so shows up and they're lit, you know what I mean, and they see me, and like I don't ever know, like I don't put myself in them situations no more.
Yeah.
But like how would I react if and this is me overthinking. What would I do? Would I just walk away? Hell no, I'm probably not my dumb. What?
You'd have
Yeah.
something to say.
What mother?
So you
Yeah.
wouldn't like try to think of a better way to solve.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
not being the person that you are.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
Try to
Because I don't even argue with nobody.
right.
Like I don't even like unnecessary stress. Like, bro, like I don't even like. It's just not even worth it to me anymore. Like the way my mind works today is like, I got a lot of smooth sailing going on, and when I get into choppy seas, it's kind of like I get to use all these tools that were given to me, freely given to me.
Yeah.
And to me, that's where I see God showing up in my life. These situations that and there's no reason for me to think about them,
Yeah.
because if I've learned anything about sobriety is that you cannot bring the game over here and expect to be okay. Like you can't even go and dab your toes in the game over there and come back and expect to be okay over here. So like people, places, and things, like I live a very simple life today. Very simple. Very, very simple. Nobody comes over and visits. I don't go nowhere. Not to say that I don't have friends or there's not people that I want to see, but I mean, if that's what maintains my peace, then I don't have to overthink anything about having to be anywhere.
Lockdown.
I mean, that's the same with me too, though. Like, I don't have just anybody come to my house.
Yeah.
Like, there's friends that I have that are still in their addiction, and they've asked to come see me, and I honestly I made up excuses.
Yeah.
Why I couldn't see them, and because for one, it's not that I don't, love you or want to see you, but it's just that you're still doing what you're doing, and
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of
We
stuff.
can't have that.
I don't know what you're on. You know what I mean? And I can't have that around my house, around my grandbaby, my kids.
Yeah.
So I keep them like.
That's a lot of things change. Like, and I've noticed that myself, like over time, as I've started to get into what my life is focused on now, is like I could go like all evening and not have anybody reach out to me,
Mhm.
or I could go like an entire week without someone even try to say anything to me.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's because they're afraid, or like, and I don't sit there and judge people or say anything. Like, like for example, like it was my niece's birthday, and they all wanted to go out and they wanted to go drink and go to the bar and stuff. And like, my first thought whenever that happens is like, this is my family. I want to make sure they're taken care of. So I just drive them,
Mhm.
and like we end up going to a bar or whatever, and I'm just like I could have sat there and like overthought it, like, oh no, I'm not going in there. I'm gonna sit in this car and wait. But then in my head, I was like, what would Barry do?
Hey,
I would have went in.
Yeah, and
I would
then
totally go in
like,
and drink.
and then like my
Coca-Cola.
brother was like, you would just sit here and drink a Diet Coke, and I was like,
Yeah.
you're right. I was like, there isn't anything for me to worry about, and if someone tries to ask me a question or tries to say anything to me, I was like, I'm not worried about that either, because I have no shame in
yeah,
talking to you about what it is that I'm doing or whatever
Right.
else.
yeah.
So
What's crazy about El Reno is that the bars that I have went in, the barmaid already came up. Like as soon as they seen me, I didn't even like, hey, I told them, hi, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a while. Like, what are you doing in here? You know what I mean? Like automatically, what are you doing in here? Like I'm just, I'm Dee Dee, whatever. And they automatically bring me a Coke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like without even having to ask, and open it for me and everything and set it down. Like, damn, okay, I'm drinking Coke, like, but I mean,
I'm
like,
sure
like,
that they appreciate people
Yeah.
who do that for the ones that
Yeah.
are drinking,
Yeah.
because they get home safe, from their bars.
but yeah, for the most part, I'm not scared of bars. like I really don't have any business there unless it's like I went to my friend Nene. I went to her 50th birthday party. Like which she really wanted me there, and like I sat there for a couple hours, and just drank my cokes, and actually had a good time. And everybody that was sitting around me, they weren't in sobriety, but they liked talking about it. You know what I mean? And I could appreciate that. I didn't feel pressured at no time.
It was hilarious because when we left, everybody was already, pretty far gone, and I'm driving back, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, I can't not believe that I'm sitting in a car with this guy from Recovery. Like we should not have this guy driving us around." And they were like freaking out, and I was like, "This is hilarious." It was cracking me up, and I was like, "You better remember too." I was like, because I'm gonna remember everything.
That's
They're like, "Oh." I was like, "Don't think I'll call you out." I was like, "When I see you," I was like, "You remember that time?" I was like, "Yeah." And they were just cracking up, and I was like, "Man," I was like, "It's just hilarious." Because then I think about, man, I used to be that way.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
for sure.
and was I ever like crazy talking the way that they were?
Like,
And
what a
like,
square.
yeah, like
Who doesn't drink or get high? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you got to
so
be crazy.
it just made me laugh when now that I go back and think about it, and I told them about that the next day. They're like, "We said that." And I was like, "Yeah, you said that." They were like, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry." But yeah,
And it's all right. Like I understand. Like I get it. But at the same time, like if I want to go somewhere, I'm gonna go. It's just that like I I always want things to make sense, right? I always want things to make sense. There's a reason why I do this. There's a reason why I do that. But when I think about it, in that world, nothing makes sense. You know what I mean? That's why anything goes. That's why anything goes whenever, and it's just crazy to me. Because, at one time, I did have, two of my first cousins living with me. And it was because, I got tired of watching, I call him my brother. I got tired of him living homeless. Got tired of him, just barely making it. He already has, physical problems, and like I really just wanted to help him. So I went and picked him up, and I brought him home to my apartment. He didn't even know I had an apartment. I'd done been living there 6 months, and nobody knew. Like I said, nobody came to my house. So then then his sister needed a place to stay. So then they're both living with me. Well, then it just they never got sober. You know what I mean? Like they never like I'd wake up in the middle of the night, my brother would be staring out my window, and it's just like, bro, get the hell out of here. Like what are you doing?
gosh.
Or he'd be in my closet, all quiet, like, bro, like get out. You know what I mean? Like, well, then it just kept getting worse and worse. It just kept getting, somebody came and knocked on my door one day, and they asked for him, and they had money in their hand. Is he here? I turned around, I was like, why is this fool coming in my house? He's like, I don't know, ask him. I was like, why are you coming to my house? Like he's like, because Bush told me to come over here. You know what I mean? And I'm like, he's like, man, tell him go on. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, this fool's selling dope out of my house.
Hell no. Tripping.
You know what I mean? Like then I come home one day, go in my room, and I fall asleep. And then for some reason, something told me to get up and just like, I don't know. I just got up and went in the front room, and it smelled like they were smoking drugs in my front room. So like at that point, I'm like, I just had to have that talk. Like, how come the people that I love the most in this world can't respect that I have a place for them to stay? I have a place for them to be safe. They don't have to worry about nothing. We don't have a lot of groceries, but we got something to put on the table. And, I don't ask much from you. All I want you to do is respect my house. And like I said, when you're living in that world, nothing makes sense. So it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal for them to do what they do, and I had to ask them to leave. And that's why I stay to myself. That's why that's part of because I love them. I mean, I love these. I love them. They're my brother and sister. And it was just one of those things where I had to set boundaries and stick to them. Even if it means I can't help you until you want to help yourself.
Yeah.
And even though the love in my heart, even though the love that I have for them, kept telling me like, man, like they deserve to be happy too. But it wasn't up to me to overthink the situation and let me know, like I know what's good for me, and hopefully they can get their lives together, and if they're doing right, I'll always help them out. But the last time I seen one of them, he's just he wasn't a program, he wasn't then when I seen him. Let me get $20, that's all I need. I was like, hell no, I know it costs $20. He's like, well, if I was doing right and I was sober, I wouldn't need you to give me $20. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me tell you how you can make that happen.
Yeah. But it's in I overthought it. I definitely overthought the situation and thought I could, like I don't know, like like how they talk about getting contact. How I was talking about getting contact earlier. I thought it would be like one of those things, Well, maybe if I do enough sobriety, maybe they'll get contact and they'll want a little bit of it too, But that, it just didn't happen. It didn't work out that way. So it is what it is.
But it can work out that way for some people.
Some people,
See that?
some people
Yeah.
are lucky enough.
Yeah. But
So,
because I can guarantee you that there's, I'm sorry, but there's tons of people that I hear that they see like what it is you're doing,
Yeah.
or what it is that Theta's doing, or
Definitely.
Tatum, or myself, or Mingo, or Darian, or whoever's involved in our program, and it has a huge
Or Belinda.
or Belinda, um, and it has a huge influence on people, and it makes them, if anything, it makes them think. And I know we're talking about overthinking, but it makes them think about possibilities and
For sure.
what they can accomplish.
Planting that seed.
And so, um, even just by us doing what we're doing, even if we're not directly in contact with somebody, like there's a sphere of influence that we all have, and we can't take that for granted. And I don't think any of us do, but that was just a thought.
You just
that came to my
overthinking it?
head. Yeah, I was just sitting here overthinking about what you just said. So
Go ahead, Theta.
I was gonna say, so I have a friend that passed away. Her name's Nicole Rosellas, and she lived in Clinton, and she overdosed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's really sad that that happened to her and stuff. And I'm just like, man, like I wish I would have known. I haven't seen her since she left prison. She got out before I did.
Uh-huh.
And but I was like, dang man, that just really bothers me. That I feel like I wish I knew. Maybe I could have helped her, but I don't know. It's just like
I know exactly what you're saying.
yeah.
Because almost like you feel responsible.
I mean, just like especially with what we're doing. Like,
keep your mic close to you, Theta.
huh?
Keep your mic closer.
Oh,
to
sorry.
Chicken heading over here.
Shut
But I know exactly, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I should take those things personal.
Yeah.
I used to take those things personal.
Mhm.
And that that's good. That your heart's in it.
Yeah.
But like how we were saying, you don't want to overthink things like that.
Right.
The coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Yeah.
That's overthinking too.
Yeah, true.
And what I found is that um, they say one death like that, kind of that. I know it's not suicide, because it wasn't intentional,
Right.
but kind of in a way it was, because they're the ones who,
Know what they're doing.
yeah, knew what they, so, when I think about it like that, they say, a suicide affects instantly affects 160 people that personally knew this person and considered them close and considered them a friend. And because at that point, they're gone, and you start with the coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Right. True.
Like I think about how do we get word to those 160 people?
Yeah.
Like how do we what does that process look like in their community? Because every community is different. What happens, what works over here in Watonga may not work in Hammond. Or what I mean, because the same thing is going on all over in all of these places. So like the way I look at it today is it's like I just sit there and think, like, do we do enough outreaches over there? Do enough people know who we are?
Yeah, that's kind of like where my thinking was going.
Yeah.
Like, do we not reach out enough over in Clinton? Like,
And we do.
Yeah. And then to it also the person. It's up to them whether they want to take those
Yeah.
steps to stop or to get help, and
I always think, I wonder how many people in active addiction watch this show.
right, yeah,
I always wonder that. That's one of the things that like, who in active addiction is actually watching this show,
right,
and who is actually taking what we say, because I see a lot of people in recovery, but like, I always wonder, that's one of the things that I overthink,
Yeah.
is how many people in active addiction actually, care to even hear it.
what we have to say or what we're trying to do.
Yeah. So I mean, it comes in different forms, and like I always say, I turn to the Creator. I turn to the Creator more and more, and
I prayed for her, like
yeah,
prayed for her.
even after the fact,
Yeah,
yeah, even
yeah.
after the fact,
Yeah.
I catch myself doing that too a lot.
Yeah.
I still pray for my son. He's
Yeah.
been gone almost 8 years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I still pray for him.
Yeah.
Like I can't leave him out
Mhm.
because he's not here physically.
Right.
So it's things like that that I still do. So
I when those kind of things happen, or everybody's affected differently.
Right.
And we talked about grief this morning, but that responsibility that we all feel whenever that happens is like, it's hard to get over that sometimes,
Mhm.
especially if it's family, that are that are going through like this vicious cycle of like, I'm gonna get better, nope, going back into it. I'm gonna get better, nope, gonna go back into it.
Mhm.
And like now that I'm working in this in this field, and I'm on my own journey and things like that, it's hard not to feel that responsibility,
mhm.
and it's hard not to feel grief about it,
Right.
because they've reached out to me and asked for guidance and things, and I talk to them and I tell them about how they can go about getting things done, or what they can focus on, and developing that relationship with Creator. And it's like, you can feel them trying to make that transition, and then when they don't make that transition, you're just like, oh, like it just,
It's heartbreaking.
that's that grief
Yeah.
coming out. And we all, like we just heard this morning, it's like that's part of life. And at some point, maybe you pray that they're going to make that full change. I was like, but you just got to keep on going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's just, sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
it is.
And but yeah, that's just what I was thinking about.
Yeah, because you always got to pour into somebody else's cup.
Yeah.
without having yours filled. And sometimes that can get straining. Sometimes that gets, like it's unnecessary sometimes. But like the way I look at it is when I pour into somebody else's cup, my cup isn't going empty. You know what I mean? Like that actually helps my spirit. It helps me with feel my service work. Like because we're basically just planting seeds.
Yeah.
And
When I think about that, I base it off of like I may be helping fill someone else's cup, but someone at the same time is
filling mine,
praying for
yeah.
me, and they're helping to fill my cup.
definitely.
And so, if I didn't have the base of people that I have in my life, that I have the knowledge that they're not just thinking about me, but they're praying for me at the same time, that I wouldn't be able to try to accomplish the things that I do without having that knowledge,
Yeah.
or trying to do the things that I want to do. Because I wouldn't even feel like it doesn't even feel right, like trying to talk to somebody about something unless I had already had that with somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So
Well, that was a good discussion. Good discussion.
That was.
we're at an hour already, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Hey.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Well, do we have any comments?
Let's see. After Natalie said you act like you're 6'2", Stacy said she's laughing and said barmaid, like she hasn't heard that in forever.
I know, right? I'm old school.
Natalie says I've had people who I love dearly actually weaponize that love against me,
For sure.
making me feel guilty for not allowing their codependency to exist.
Hmm.
Stacy says, thank you guys for going live, having a good afternoon listening to y'all while I eat my ham sandwich, drinking my orange soda.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
And Natalie says, we always refer to that as when you should on yourself. So that could have been in reference to a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
About to shit on myself right now. Yeah. Poopsie. I mean, Deucey.
it smells like shit over here.
Well,
But yeah,
show them your necklace before we
I
get
like
off
your
here.
design though that you're coming up with
Honestly, I was looking at this. I like that. The light.
in the mic.
What I was saying is, I do like that how you went light to dark, and then maybe the silver or something in there too.
Throw silver in there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know how you did the first time?
Okay, like me, I'll put one here,
Yeah,
and then
one
I'll
there.
put one there.
Yeah. See.
Well,
That's
me.
okay.
Yeah.
But I think that's how you should.
I get a beaded one.
I mean, I like it.
Have you tried beading again?
Actually, my mom brought me some beads and stuff,
Been
and
opening
then
that.
she bought my she had this little this old hat that my grandma used to have.
Really?
Yeah, and so yeah, and then she's gonna get with me so she could show me some. She's like, what I can remember. So
It'd be cool to start on something that your grandma
and,
had.
and then they were like already cut for moccasins.
What?
Yeah.
So you're making us all moccasins?
I mean, I want to try to like
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone's
That'd be
supposed to be
cool.
making us ribbon
know,
shirts.
We have that real sinew over there. My grandma used real sinew when
Sure.
she used to make
Yeah.
them, and on the bottom part, and they last a long time with the real sinew.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You need
So,
mugs.
I know. That's why my mom's bringing me all this stuff. She's going through my grandma's stuff that she still has
Wow,
put
that's
away.
cool.
Yeah, So.
Did you know her grandma was my grandma?
I believe it.
I believe.
I've been to her grandma's house.
You related to
Did you
everybody.
grow up in that house?
No. The house that I grew up in was on the I don't even know the directions in ceiling, honestly. What's the side that the Sundance grounds are on?
That's on the east side.
Okay, so on the east side is where I grew up with her, but then my grandma moved to, I guess, the west side on Indian Street, over there.
Yeah. Where all the
So,
Indian homes are?
She had got a house on that side of town, so we moved on that side of town for a little bit. That's the house you went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And-
I remember going to her grandma's house and I got bit by an ant. Yeah, I got
Weird.
bit by an ant.
Like a bug?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
One of them fire ants.
no, but I told her, and she said my grandma did have an ant den in the front yard. Yeah, so I had been
Yeah.
there. So, but that's my grandma,
That's cool.
Yeah.
and yeah. So
Sounds like you thought about that a lot.
I did. I because that's like one of my earliest memories about sealing, about
Yeah.
going to the Sundance.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty
'Cause
cool.
As soon as she told me, me and you are related, I knew exactly who her grandma was, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said your grandma had the black hair.
Yep.
She said yes. My grandma always had black hair. Like her.
Whole black hair.
her
Up
hair
until
never
she
got
was
gray.
like almost 80. That's when she barely started getting grays in, and
Did she have that old CNA hairdo? It's like
the
that.
bun in the
that-
back.
No.
she used to just comb it back, and then she had like these little clips that she used to use.
I just remember whenever I was younger, like all the ladies in our church all had that same, like it was like a perm.
Oh no.
No,
You know
my
which
grandma
one I'm
never
talking
had a
about?
perm.
No, see,
no.
like you know what I'm talking about though.
I know exactly.
Like all of them all had that same hairdo.
Go to
Oh,
Indian
no.
Baptist Church, you're
Yeah.
gonna see it.
Yeah, they all had that same hairdo.
Not
They
mine.
always cracked me
All
up.
the old ladies I grew up with, I remember all their hair was always combed back. You know, like just combed back, and they
Just in a
yeah,
ponytail.
yeah, it's like a ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember her grandma. As soon as she told me we're related, I knew exactly who her grandma was because this part of her reminds me of her
My grandma. Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. Like I automatically made the connection as soon as she said it.
So then you're related to Mingo then.
Yeah,
I
I-
don't claim Mingo.
But honestly,
Yeah.
I believe that he is because his mom, when I was telling her about it, she was like, "Oh yeah," and then she started putting.
Yeah, the little coyotes.
Yeah.
I'm related
Yeah,
to the little
yeah,
coyotes.
so
Oh,
she
then
started-
you're really
yeah.
related to
Yeah.
them then.
Yep, we're all connected through our.
We all come from Mower. That's where we all come from.
Yeah.
Mower.
So
Used to be the arrow keeper way back.
Natalie says, I like how Belinda's just being on camera.
I know, right?
and not say anything. She said she's just decoration today.
I'm making her elbow gray.
he's over here grabbing her weenus.
Don't let him touch your weenus.
I'm making her elbow gray.
Dang, you're really great.
Lakin.
Ashy elbow.
Well,
It's okay, girl. I got some lotion outside. I'll bring it in. I got you.
All right.
Well,
With all this weenus talk, we should probably end this.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been a cool minute.
Well, like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about us, and we will see you Monday. Today's Friday, right?
Yes.
All day long?
All day long.
We will see you Monday. I hope.
Stop